Hello! Welcome to my garden. I thought today would be the perfect day to just sit down with you and bring you into a very sacred space that I will come and sit and meditate, pray, read scriptures, like just really take the time to get centered with myself. And I wanted to share this with you because I know that for you, starting this challenge this week has probably felt exciting, right? For some of you, maybe a little bit overwhelming, a little bit like if you got started a little bit late, maybe you didn't carve out the time or the space yet for you to really take this whole opportunity seriously. And so this may be the first time you're just sitting down and going, yeah, I think I can pay attention to this, right? And I want you to know that I completely understand how that is. As a mom of 5 boys, running this business with my husband Kyle and just doing my best to always try to serve people and stay on top of everything, I can get distracted really, really easily, and I know you can too. So the purpose of this video today is for you to get clear about what it's going to take for you to be one of the people who really, really succeeds with this company, with this program. And I want to take you back to a moment. I'm going to share my story with you, my origin story, my why, and like what this has meant for me and my family and how I did it and what I thought and felt and what I've discovered. I'm going to share that with all of you. But before I do that, I want you to really just take some deep breaths with me, okay? Look at the beautiful my pink torch gingers that I love so much. Just take a moment and reflect on how you committed to show up this week. What did that look like for you? What came up in your life that maybe stopped you from participating in every challenge? What came up in your life where you weren't sure if it was going to be worth it for you to pay attention? No matter how simple or how easy I try to make it for everybody, naturally there's some of us that just really rise to the occasion. We're like, I am doing this. I am doing the challenge. I'm going to do all the things. And then there are others who are on a different journey, right? And I don't really have any judgment like it's good or bad, but just based on what I know that you want, I want to help you create the belief that you need in order to find success with this challenge, with this company, and really with your life. So that's what I'm here to do, is to help you to discover your why, to look at your commitment and also your belief. Because I know that if you didn't show up this week, in the group or with the challenges or, with the assignments, it really just is a reflection of your understanding of the opportunity. It's a reflection of how much you believe doing these activities are going to lead you to the success that you want, right? And that's with anything, right? I mean, I could say that about my workout. If I felt like running 4 miles a day was going to get me to the energy and physique level that I want, I would do it, right? If I felt like that wasn't going to be what's best for me, then I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have that level of belief. So it really applies to this business also. And so there's always an invitation to recommit and always be looking at evolving into a dedicated and high belief kind of person, right? So we're just taking a moment here to reflect on how it went for you this week and perhaps what adjustments you need to make. Now, I know that there is one very, very important adjustment that we need to make together, and that is helping you discover why you are doing this, right? Because if you don't really know why, if you don't have this deep connected reason and belief that your performance here and in this group and in this company is going to take you and your family to where you want to go, to all of your goals and dreams, it's hard to stay consistent enough to actually do it, right? So, about that story I promised you. I was thinking, actually, looking back at the years, it was 10 years ago this month for me that I was looking at my notes, looking at all the things I had learned, all the people I had talked to about this opportunity, and realizing that it was time for me to set a goal to hit the rank of silver. And so 10 years ago, I wrote it all out and just figured out, this is how I am going to create silver for my business. And it's really fun to have the ranks named. I think it's not necessary. I mean, it could be called Starship Commander for all I care, but it's called silver, okay? So we've got elite and premier and silver and gold and platinum and diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, right? We've got all these different ranks. So for me 10 years ago, I was actually in a really, really difficult place in my life and business. I had actually just had my third boy, my third son, and my husband and I had actually just gone through this horrible, horrible time in our business, in our previous company that my husband had built for 10 years, and it really was just taken away from us. Looking back now, I can see that, God was directing our path in a different way. And so I can feel grateful for it now. But at the time, I was so broken. I was so sad and angry that, my rights were violated as a member of this country, as a citizen, as a human. Somebody could just come in and just take everything that I had worked for. And, that was really upsetting to me. I was in a state of fear and anxiety and, vulnerability and, wanting to protect what I had and just, be safe. I really did not feel safe or stable, and that was really scary. And luckily I had some wonderful family around me to help buoy me up, my parents, my husband's parents, and some of our siblings. So I was taken care of from a family level, but I know that some of you are not, and some of you may feel like even in your home that you aren't supported and that you're seeking support with this community. So I want you to know that I'm here for you, that this is what I do, this is my why, is to make sure that everyone feels like there's hope and a possibility to create the life that you truly desire. So me 10 years ago was not that person. I needed a lot of help. I was very scared and vulnerable, and deciding to go, all in on this business and to try to reach for that next leadership rank in this company, but feeling really unsure. I want you to know, it wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, I totally got this. I was like, yeah, I probably don't actually, but I went for it anyway. And when I decided to go all in, there was no stopping me. Failure was not an option. By me becoming successful in Doterra, I was going to get my family into their own home, because at the time we were living at my husband's parents' house with our 3 kids, and they're amazing. I love them, so, so grateful for them. And, I was 30 years old thinking, okay, I have already bought multiple houses and built multiple businesses. I am a successful person. I've got to get myself out of this debt situation where I'm relying on other people for everything that I have, right? And so once I decided to do that with Doterra, my belief was high enough, right? I had gone through the programs and watched the videos and participated and read the testimonials, and I can see clearly. I'm an educated person. I can see it's not difficult to see that this does provide success for people. So if for somebody else, why not for me, right? And why not for you? So I decided to go all in, and I want to tell you what that looked like for me. I listened to every call, and we used to do calls every single day. So I would get on the phone with my mentor every single day, listening to calls, making plans, reaching out to people, giving out samples, going door to door, rehearsing my, when I would make calls to different businesses and friends or whoever it was that I was reaching out to that day. I would practice what I was going to say just in the mirror. Did I feel silly? You bet I did. But my why was so strong and my belief was so high that I just had to do it. It was just I know that this is an opportunity that has been placed in my lap, And I am not going to waste it. I'm not going to just let it pass by while I sit around just kind of wondering what happened. I can't do it. My why is too strong. I know that if I don't do this, I will always struggle. I will always be looking for somebody else to help me or create some opportunity for me. And I just can't do that. I've got to be sovereign and in control and free. And I saw Doterra as that opportunity for me, so I went for it. And what I need you to understand is that my upline didn't have to call me and be like, hey, how's it going? Did you do your assignments? Like, you know, like they're not texting me. Maybe every once in a while they're letting me know that they're thinking of me and that they care about me and my family. But nobody had to hold me accountable because I saw the opportunity and I went for it. And that's really the energy that you have to find within yourself. Nobody can motivate you to do this more or to do this better. I can teach you skills. I can create a challenge for you. I can create a scenario, a community of belief and really high vibe entrepreneur, you know, skills. But ultimately, it's you. It's your why. It's what matters to you and what you believe is going to come from this. And so I went for it. I totally went for it. I got clear about, you know, who my 3 elites were going to be and how I was going to support them and what you know, essential oils I was going to help other people get and what was the process for helping someone have an essential oil experience so that they could make a decision to get started with one of the starter packages. And I found love. I found love for the starter packages. I found love for this opportunity that worked with me, right? And that's what you need to find. So what happened for me is, you know, it's quite clear, right? I did achieve the rank of silver, and I decided at that point, I gained more belief. I went to some live Doterra events. I began to really get to know this company and these people, and I decided that diamond was next for me. I'm like, let's go diamond. Like, and not just let's go diamond for me, but let's go diamond for this team. Let's get enough resources so that we can really start to get to a place where we're living on our own, we're debt free, we're able to make all of our bill payments, and we're safe, right? I've created a level of safety for my family. And then is the point where I've really been able to go out and serve other people and live my true life's purpose. Once I stopped struggling financially, you know, it wasn't about me having like riches and cars and all that kind of stuff. It's more about being in a place of abundance so that I can really go out and serve other people. And so that's what I got to. I got to diamond, and it was such a beautiful celebration. And that's what I want for you, if that's where you want to be, in that free to give space of like abundance and decision making from a place of freedom, not scarcity. And so I set my sights on Blue Diamond after that. And with the momentum that was created from me participating in Diamond Club and hitting Diamond, we were able to hit Blue Diamond 6 months after that. And you know what? The timing doesn't matter for all of this. I want you to know that. Like, if you've been in this for 2 days or if you've been in this for 2 years, your journey is your own. But one of the greatest things you can do to accelerate your journey, to lift your belief in this opportunity, is to really discover your why. Okay? So, my why during that journey, from like that beginning stages up to Diamond, was to just get my family in a safe place where we could function, right? And every time I thought about not showing up for a call or not listening to a recording or not making those calls to ask people if they would like to come to my class or receive a sample or listen to my business opportunity, when I thought about not doing that, all I had to do was remember why I was doing it and my level of belief in that this opportunity was going to create that for me, right? And that's what led me all the way to the top rank of the company, to Presidential Diamond, was knowing that at each level I was going to be given, really unlocking this new level of freedom for myself and for my family. So what I want to do for the rest of our time here today is teach you how to discover your why. Okay, now it seems to me like my why slapped me in the face, right? Like my why was like, hey, you're 30 years old with 3 kids living with your in-laws. Like, you gotta get yourself together, okay? Like, we cannot live like this. This is not your norm. This is not what you were made to do. So that was clear to me. But for some of you, maybe your why, like, it's changed or it's evolved, or just your level of belief in the activity that you'll need to do is just not quite there. And so I want to help you figure that out. All right, so we're going to do a little exercise together, and I love this exercise. I have seen this work for hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you. Okay, and if you didn't consider yourself an entrepreneur yet, congratulations. You're in the Entrepreneurs Club now. So to get prepared for the rest of this exercise, what you'll need to do is to get a pen or pencil and a piece of paper. All right, now I know your habit will be, no, I'm just going to do it on my phone, or I'm just going to do it on my computer, but trust me, writing pen to paper opens up like way more neural pathways and connection points. It's way more powerful. All right, so I am going to wait here for just a moment in my garden while you pause and go get a pen and a piece of paper if you need. All right? All right, welcome back. So now with your pen and paper, before we start writing together, I want you to understand that as we go through this exercise, there's going to be a part of your brain, your psyche, your personality, whatever you want to call it, that is going to try to stop you from really discovering what your true why is, okay? And the reason why that is because it's designed to help keep you safe. And I'm going to put safe in quotes, right? There's a part of your brain that is designed to put up blocks and to make sure that you are going to stay in your safe zone, your safe bubble of what is comfortable and what is, expected out of you in your everyday life. So I want you to have an open heart and an open mind to what comes up for you as we go through this exercise, okay? Now, so number 1 was to have a pen and paper. Number 2 is to be open in your heart and mind to what comes up for you. And the third thing is you have to be really, really honest. You don't have to share this with anyone. This is you. Like, this is you maybe in a journal or something that's just personal and sacred. What we're going to open up together is very personal and poignant. So as you dig into the emotions of this, be honest with what really happened. Be honest with how you feel about it and what you're carrying with you through this. This is an exercise that I have had to go through, or I've chosen to go through repeatedly as I try to shed, chains that bind me from my past experiences. I've done a lot of work on this, and maybe you didn't know, but as you step into something new, like building a business like this, there are going to be chains that want to bind you, and maybe you know what those chains are. So you need to be open and honest about your experiences, and you're just being honest with yourself, okay? So now that we're prepared, step 1 in you discovering what your real why is really just answering the question. And I want you to write this down. Why are you doing Doterra as a business? And it could be a big business or just a little small business, maybe you're like, I'm just finding 3 people. That's all I'm doing, right? Cool. That's great. But why are you doing it? You may need to pause the video here and just write down. I do suggest, if it feels good to you, you might start your sentence with the words, because I, and then fill in the blank, right? So, why are you doing Doterra as a business? Because I what? So as you're thinking about that, you can pause the video. And welcome back. So what you wrote down as your why is what I like to call your bumper sticker or your t-shirt, right? Like it's kind of your surfacey why. It's like why am I doing this? Like, because I like to help people, right? Or because I believe in natural medicine, or because I believe that, we shouldn't put toxins in our bodies, right? So this is really what you would maybe put out there into the world as your statement of what you believe, right? So let's go another level deeper. We're going to discover a little bit more about what really drives you. So step 2, you write this question. Are you ready? You write down, why is that important to you? And you may start this sentence as you're writing it. You might write this sentence, because I think. So why is it important to you? So reflecting back on step number 1, which was, why are you doing Doterra as a business, right? So step 2, why is that important to you? And you might write, because I think what? Well, as an example, if I was writing this down and I said, I'm doing Doterra as a business because I genuinely love helping people find natural solutions for their health. And I also love helping families spend more time together by creating time freedom. Well, my step 2 would be, this is important to me because I believe that freedom is our most important asset. Creating a life where people are as free as possible, free from the healthcare system, from, government regulation. I'm not saying we're going to break any laws here, but, just not being on government assistance, not relying on anybody else other than me to create that is really, really important to me. Creating a life where people are as free as possible is important to me, and I always want to live in sovereignty, and I want people to operate from a place of abundance. That's my belief system. Do you see how me sharing that with you starts to open up your mind to gosh, what do I think about that? So go ahead and pause the video here and write down your thoughts about why you think this is important to you. Okay, now, step 3 is just peeling back another layer of this, okay? Now, reflecting back on your answer in step 2, why is that important to you? So in my example, I was saying, I believe that freedom is our most important asset, that we were given our free agency, our free will, and I don't want anybody to take that from me, and I don't want anybody else's free will to be taken from them either, right? So in my step 3, why is that important to you? You might write down, because I believe, and then write into, what do you believe? What do you believe about why you're here? And I'll share my answer with you, and it'll probably help you to kind of think a little bit more, but I believe it's important to me because I believe the greatest gift God has given all of us is our free agency. And anyone or anything that aims to take away that free agency or that free will is completely against my core beliefs. I think we are all here, I believe, we are all here evolving as spiritual beings, and the more freedom with loving guidance that we have to make good decisions is the way for us to progress in this life and even in the life to come. I just can see from my core beliefs that we are all here to learn and to grow from each other and to make our own decisions and to be held accountable for those decisions, and then also to use that agency to serve others and to seek a higher purpose. And I have found that here in Doterra. It's a calling for me at this point. I love this community. I love what it brings to so many individuals and families' lives. And I've seen it time and time again. And really that's why this entire week was designed for you to just fall in love with Doterra, just to fall in love with the opportunity and all of the different pieces that go into it for you. So go ahead and pause the video here and write down what you believe about why this is important to you. Now, step 4 is where we're going to finish it up. And this is maybe going to take a little bit longer. This is where we start to fill pages and pages and pages, okay? Because what we need to uncover here is, how did you come to know these things? How did you arrive at the belief that you have? Was there an experience in your life that just maybe even shook you to your core and completely formed your belief system? A lot of times, you know, it's darkness that brings us to the light, isn't it? Sometimes it's that bitterness, the maybe weeks of bitterness or years of bitterness even, that really drives us to seek sweetness, and that helps us to form those beliefs about who we are and what we're here to do. So you can see that as you take the time to journal here, you're uncovering the emotional anchors that drive you, that keep you, you know, with your core values, but also moving forward into really showing up in your life and in this business. So it's really important that you take the time here. So go ahead and pause the video, and I'll be right back here when you get back. How was that? I'm imagining some of the things that you're uncovering in your life, and I'm here to support you in it. I hope you feel that compassion and love from me. So, your why really is shaped by your most influential experiences, right? It's directly associated with your deepest unmet need. And so as we stitch these pieces together, and as you really consider your deepest unmet need, what is that? And can you connect that unmet need to your actions, to your daily actions in your Doterra business? Do you have the belief yet that these daily actions will help you to get to where you want to go? And not only just to achieve a goal, like, you know, a financial goal, a silver or gold or whatever it may be, diamond even, but that you will develop into the person who you want to become through the process. And that really is the most important part. So I hope that you'll take the time. I hope that you've stayed with me for these 30 minutes today, because this right here, if you skip this step, if you never really dive into what this means for you, you'll make excuses, you'll skirt around some of the assignments, you won't show up to some of the calls, you'll just continue making excuses. And I don't want that for you. I want you to know that my why now, because I don't really have to do this, right? Like I really have created it. I love this company and I love what it does. It does create abundance and freedom in your life. But my core belief of who I am is, where much is given, much is required. And so it's really my honor to be here with you and to share this space with you where I can guide you to create the life that you want. And that fulfills my why and my core beliefs, that nobody, not even you, should be living, you know, under debt or under like tyranny or under, you know, like not being free to make decisions out of abundance. Because most of us are making decisions in our life out of scarcity. Like, how can I just survive and how can I just get by, you know? Like, that's not what you were created to do. And I hope that your mind has been opened and enlightened today at the possibilities of all of the amazing people that you're meant to serve. And when you get to do that from a place of freedom and abundance, that's really where you start living. So I'm excited to see you create that. I'm here to help you uncover your why and understand that it's a process, it's an evolution, and you can take all the time you need to do that. But the sooner you figure it out, the sooner you're going to be moving on to that next goal, that next rank, that financial abundance that you're seeking, and the opportunity to really expand out and serve others in a way that I know that you want to. So thanks for being with me in the garden today. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, so I hope you have too. And looking forward to moving into action with you in the coming weeks. So thank you so much.